Hey guys, Fire here from InDepth Gaming. I'm bringing you another game review. This time we're checking out Marsupilami, Hoobadventures. This game is developed by Acellus Studio, published by Microids, and released on November 16th, 2021 for a price of $29.99. So, what is Marsupilami Hoobadventure? And I hope I'm not butchering that name too horribly. Quite simply, it's a platformer game. It's a platformer game that's going to take you through, I'd say, about 30-ish variations of levels that have you running both an adventure mode and a time trial mode to complete levels to try to collect all the collectibles, feathers, and everything just to get to the end of the game and beat the final, kind of skeleton style boss that is, ultimately your enemy. While you're playing along the game, you're going to run into a wide variety of different things you can do, from actions that you interact with gears to traps and wall bounces and just all kinds of, those traditional good platformer goodies that we love to have in our platformer games, but at the same time can be quite annoying and challenging. When you are playing the game, note there's going to be tons of opportunities in almost every level to find secret rooms, bonus things, and little challenges, and ultimately to get everything in this game, you're going to need to really participate in all of those. Overall, nothing is going to be too difficult in the game, as most levels are going to take you just a couple minutes to complete, and then every level is going to require you to do a time trial mode where you're going to be able to, you know, unlock the secret achievements that are in the game. The game features a ton of secret achievements, but none of them are really secrets, as I'm telling you right now. All of them involve just beating and getting a medal on the time trials for every level. You do not have to get any of the, gold times on anything. You simply just need to medal. Now, if for some reason you go well beyond the bronze time, which I only really had happen at probably the final boss and maybe one level after that in the game, where you may encounter not reaching those, trial markers in time. That's really going to be the only time that you have to deal with that, as well as just kind of collecting tickets and stuff. For the most part, the game is very simple to get done. Almost every stage has collectibles in it as well. If you look in the top left of the screen, you can see each stage, for the most part, has feathers. There's a bonus room you need to find, and also the time trial badge. That's simply for beating that time trial number on the side there. You can always see your top numbers, what you did, and then what you need to beat. To get the achievements for all the specific levels, you have to, at minimum, beat that bronze time. If you do not come under the bronze time, it's not going to allow you to unlock the achievements. For the most part, you're going to get basic stages, and then these kind of challenge stages that are kind of like that bonus room I showed you, but nothing really changes much beyond that. As well as while you're playing, there's going to be some bonus levels you unlock with tickets, as well as just a couple other bonus chances to gain lives. You collect the apples in the levels. I'll let you know right now, you're not required to collect all the apples, so don't feel like you have to do that. Those are just going to give you lives, and as you can see, I have 93 lives left from collecting lives and things. So it's quite easy to build up lives, and if you die, the game is pretty generous with checkpoints, except for some stages later in the game. It might be a little frustrating and agitating, but nothing that you can't beat. As far as the ticket system, the very last achievement that I got in the game, outside of the achievement for getting all the achievements, is this VIP achievement, which requires you to get 30 tickets spent on bonus levels. Bonus levels are the stages right here that just say that you need to spend tickets to play them. The way you get those isn't really fully explained because you unlock them while playing, but you actually can go back into the game and play the original, basic challenge levels. So, as you can see, any of the levels with the little blue swirl, every time you finish those, you're going to unlock one ticket, and this is probably the fastest level to do. It'll take you about 30 seconds each time, and I think I had to do this level about 12 times at the end of the game. Now, speaking of the game, it takes place over 3 different worlds, and each of the worlds provide a vastly different visual experience, and I definitely enjoyed that while playing. It was a nice change of pace with all the new enemy types that were gradually presented to you, but nothing really ever seemed too overwhelming while you were playing. It's not anything that's too overly complex or too difficult. I'll give you a sneak little peek here at the final level of the game, but I'm not going to finish it because I don't want to completely spoil it for those who do want to play it. Overall, this game isn't that difficult to play. If you are used to platformers, I think this is going to be a game that really fits your alley and is a nice game to play. The only downside being is it does come in at a pretty big price point of $30. But even with that $30 price point, you're probably looking, if you're trying to complete the game, a minimum of, 7 hours, maybe even 10 to 20 hours of playtime, depending on your skill and abilities in platformer games. And it could take you even longer than that if you try to run through all the collectibles. With the collectibles, what's nice is, like I said, the game does tell you how many collectibles are on every level. And what's nice is when it tracks them, it actually tracks them in the sense of you get to see where you've gotten them in the game. Once you get one, if there's a blank one before that, you know that you need to replay that level to get that collectible all over again, and so on and so forth. I think the most difficult part of the entire game is actually the ending sequence here on this level. And a lot of the mechanics you see here are mechanics that you're going to be just gradually introduced to. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let myself die here because I don't want to completely spoil the whole end of the game. Maybe you like that, maybe you don't. But, I want you to enjoy it, especially if you're going to shell out that $29.99 for this game. Like I said, as far as achievements, though, almost a wide language. A wide variety of the achievements are actually related to completing the time trials on levels. So you're going to see tons of them appearing as secrets. When you beat a level, you'll end up jumping on this giant little fruit thing, and you will need to hit that, I believe, 25, maybe 30 times. Just smashing your X button when you jump on it, which can be pretty easy to do. It shouldn't be too hard, as well as just traveling a little bit of a distance. And ultimately, along your progression to find everything in the game, where as you can see here, I've gotten everything knocked out, you should unlock all of the other achievements. Overall, though, as far as giving this game any type of opinion, if you should buy, sale, or pass, I definitely think this game is worth buying. I know that $29.99 price tag is a big pill to swallow, but I think for a platforming game that's a ton of fun, and it is a port from prior consoles, but it is a really, really fun game, and honestly, I think they leave the game open for an opportunity for additional worlds. There's a subtle story that's told in the game, but it's nothing that's going to be too hard to follow. And, something that you can even ignore if you don't really care about that and you just want to play the levels. Overall, though, I think this game is great. If you do decide to pick it up or have any questions about the game, please let me know down in the comments. Outside of that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and if you need help with any achievements, want me to do any walkthroughs or anything, please let me know. I hope you have a great day, and we'll catch you next time.